Hello, everybody. This is Politically Incorrect with Sarah Stevens, and I'm with Politics and Stuff. I just became a part of the Politics and Stuff family last night. I'm glad that they accepted me in because I've been wanting an outlet to tell the truth for a long time, and I've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it before telling the truth was cool. I knew something was fucked up with our government. I've known it for quite a while now. So I'm just going to wait and build up an audience. And, oh, there's one person. Hello. Okay, so they're building up an audience. So I'm going to just talk to myself, I guess. Well, there's 3 people in there. Hello, everybody. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to, hold on just a second here. So anyways, I hope you don't mind. I live in Washington State where we can smoke weed. Hello, Paul. And I'm going to smoke this big fat joint while I talk to you about being politically incorrect and that it's okay. For some odd reason, when I woke up this morning, in my inbox was a really nasty message, and it said, if you don't trust our leaders. Well, hi, Marisa. Awesome. What part of Washington are you in? I'm in Spokane. But anyways, it says if you don't trust our leaders, to leave the country. So I was told to leave the country. So I must be doing something right. I've been sharing stuff about how Breeze says that's awesome that we can smoke legal weed, but she's jealous. Well, Breeze, I would say try to move to a state where you can smoke legal weed. There's lots of them out there. But anyways, yeah, I smoke weed because I have glaucoma, and I also have I've had a lot of shit happen to me in my life, and so it just makes life a lot easier to deal with. But anyways, what I was saying is it's okay to question your government. It doesn't mean I should leave the country. You know, I didn't even say anything to him because I've never been threatened like that. I don't know if it's really a threat, but he said if you don't trust our leaders, perhaps you should go to another country or something like that, and it just kind of struck me as odd because it's the first time I've ever got a threat to basically, if you don't like what we're doing, then leave the country. I mean, that's the first time I've ever experienced that. So it's kind of weird. But, now that I think about it, instead of just ignoring the message that the person sent me, we weren't friends or anything. Instead of just ignoring the message, I perhaps should have told him, well, shouldn't it be that our leaders should be trustworthy enough to where I shouldn't question them as much as I do, and I should want to stay in the country, and that's what I should have said. But my knee-jerk reaction, we all have them, was to just tell him, or just to ignore it and just not worry about it. Because I'm tired of engaging with trolls. I'm tired of people saying, Clinton did this for children, Clinton did that for children, or whatever. Yeah, they'll do a few favors here and there, but when you do your research and you look all the way back in time, and trace this family, I've been doing this for years. I've been doing it for 10 years. I know a lot about these families, unfortunately. I actually wish I was young and ignorant sometimes again and did not know as much as I know now that I've discovered. But I've been studying them for about 10 years now. And, once I started college, I think it was the first day of history was the first day where I just realized that something wasn't right, My history professor said everything that you have learned up to this point, you can forget it because it was all a lie. And when I heard that, it really struck me to kind of figure out, what I've been taught all my life, because it was that time. I mean, everybody has that time, Hey, Jay, I just watched your live feed. No, I don't feel that way. I wish I knew then what I know now. Oh my God, yeah. I really wish I knew then what I know now too. But here's the thing, you know, maybe there's a purpose for us all learning it at this late in the game, and it is really late in the game. When we've got billionaires fighting over each other for the presidency and no one else stands a chance, it's late in the game, you know. Hey, Paul. Um, but anyways, so that's all I got to say. Do you guys have any? I mean, that's not all I have to say, but do you guys have any questions? Because this is my first broadcast, and I love to answer questions. We must change our way of thought. We have been trained and trapped into this situation. Yes. And ignorance is not bliss. No, it's not. And to learn as much as you possibly can is the only key to freedom. I mean, that's the thing. They can take everything, but they can't take your knowledge. They can't take it. So, even if you do have to take on debt, I would suggest going to college. I mean, I've been going there now, I'm taking a break, but I've been going to college since 2007. And I've learned stuff about the ruling class that really helps me understand how to navigate life better, I guess. When are you going to spark that? Right now? But and if you ever read I'll tell you a good book to read is Machiavelli. If you can read the Machiavelli book, The Prince, it really will help you understand sort of their train of thought at that time and be able to translate it into modern times, if that makes any sense. The elite have gotten so horrible now with the stuff they're doing, and this is all parties, both parties. I mean, Democrats, Republicans. I don't think libertarians do the crazy shit that the main ruling class parties, do. The ones that are descended from the, bloodlines, those lucky genetic, which I wouldn't say they're lucky if they have to sacrifice babies and drink blood and stuff, you know. I wouldn't want to be a part of that party. And, I never, even when I was like a teenager and, my friends' moms would have party, like political, get togethers and stuff like that. I just could never understand the Democrats or the Republicans. They always reminded me of Stepford people. You know what I mean? Like Stepford wives or whatever. Tinfoil Crazy. Yes, I am. Animal Farm is a very good book to read. And I would suggest, because it seems like we are going through like a second Roman Empire type atmosphere. I would suggest reading as much as you can about Caligula, Nero, the people that oppose them. I'm not understanding why people are mad at Jill Stein. It was the Electoral College that gave the presidency. How will this recount do anything for HRC? I'm confused. Well, because I think they think it's strange because I guess there's rumors that Soros funded the Green Party effort to recount the vote. We don't understand why they would only recount it in states where Trump's, Trump did good. We don't understand why they won't recount it in Washington, California, and Oregon. We don't understand MK Ultra. Yeah, I have read about MK Ultra, Marisa, too damn much, and it's very disturbing. And to tell you the truth, that whole story is so disturbing, that it's hard to talk about it, in a whole long broadcast. I couldn't do a whole long broadcast without thinking about these innocent children and what's happening to them right under our noses, right in Washington, D.C. I mean, the proof is there. They have all the proof. I've seen so many broadcasts on this and everything, and I've studied it for so long. I mean, These people need to go down. They either need to go to prison or they need to go to a country that abuses human rights or something and get the hell out of our country because, you know, what they're doing to these children, and it's depicted in their artwork. What they're doing are severe human rights abuses. You can't call it anything else. You can't call it black magic. You can't call it, Satanism. You can't call it, whatever. You have to call it what it is. And it's child abuse and it's, it's human rights abuse. So I think that's what happened to Kanye. Yeah, Kanye actually got put in a mental hospital, I think, or something for talking to. I don't really follow celebrity news because I know that that's a distraction from the real news that they want you to hear. What's really going on behind closed doors. And this is one of them. If you don't believe Pizzagate, then I suggest you look. I suggest you start with the Pizzagate hashtag. There is more than enough evidence to put these people away. Why the FBI isn't putting them away, I have no clue. I really wish I did. Exactly, a distraction. Yeah, it is. And it's probably to distract you from what's going on in North Dakota. They know that we're on to them. They know that people are investigating them. I'm finding out all kinds of interesting stuff. Like, they donate a lot of money to elementary schools. I wonder if that's how they keep them quiet. I wonder if some of those elementary schools are where they get their victims. This is more than, the horrible act of, having sex with a minor, which is a crime, I thought, in the United States. It's more than that. They actually abuse these children until their souls disassociate from their body. I know that sounds freaking crazy, and it really is, crazy. Their souls disassociate from their body, and so therefore they can control them. It's a power thing. It's really just really, really sick, and it's been going on for years. I honestly think this decade of, I'm going to call them soul eaters. From now on, let's just call them what they are. They're not politicians. These people that do this, they're soul eaters. And I think some of their friends that are not soul eaters are aware of this, but they're not going to, go out and talk about it. Let's see. He told the truth about Hillary Clinton and how Google and Facebook lied to folks along with mainstream media. Yeah, I know. Cindy said he behaves like someone with bipolar. Well, yeah, and I think a lot of us have bipolar. To live in this fucking world, you have to have some kind of damn, mental illness, I think, to survive. I think mental illness is a way that humans have adapted to their, conditions. Because, I don't know about you, but it feels like I don't have control of my own life sometimes. It feels like, there's something else. But at the same time, it does feel like I'm creating my own destiny because, I'm just kind of going with the flow and just doing what I need to do. Now that I can work from home, though, I can focus on journalism more because, I'm $200,000 in debt. I went to school for 10 years for journalism because I have a love for it. I have a love for telling the truth, no matter who it offends, no matter who it upsets. It's just, I don't know, when they tell me that I should leave the country because I question our leaders, that tells me we don't live in a free country. How do you guys feel? I'm going to make some coffee. This is freaking awesome. This is like, I don't have a bunch of friends because I'm a busy person and I'm working a lot and stuff. Right now I'm on vacation. But, so it's nice to have I wish I could have all of you right here and we could all drink coffee together. But I'm going to go make some coffee while I'm building an audience. If there's anything you want me to discuss, please put it in there. And, Marisa says she has PTSD and she's not a veteran. I have PTSD and I'm not a veteran. It's not only veterans that have PTSD. When you've been through trauma, which most of us have, let's face it, most of us weren't born with silver spoons in our mouth and have the perfect, beaver cleaver household or whatever. I'm going to bring you guys over here while I make some coffee. But anyways, most of us weren't, born with perfect family life, so I just gotta have some coffee with my weed, let me tell you. Marisa says, right, they don't want us because we are woke. Yeah, exactly. When you're woke, they'll try whatever they can do to silence you. So I just gotta make some coffee and then I'll be back. In the meantime, if you guys want to discuss anything, we can discuss everything. I mean, I know a lot about esoteric knowledge, UFOs, anything. It's tinfoil hat time, guys, because, all this stuff that we were always told, oh, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about. Those are crazy ideas. Government's not that corrupt. There's no such thing as aliens. They're just trying to be political bad mouth people politically or whatever. I'm sure you've all heard it. I have. How even my own family thinks I'm nuts, and you have to be really to live in today's society. It's definitely not for the weak. That's for sure. It's definitely not for the weak. But we do have a lot of people that are weak-minded, and I think that, they just need to, they need to wake up, is the problem. And so that's our job, is to wake them up. You're having coffee too, Roxy? Hi, Roxy! This is awesome. I love having coffee with everybody. Well, I'm making coffee anyways. But yeah, so let's see here. I'm going to look at these comments right now. Just clean up the area behind your live stream and don't move. Okay. But anyways, so, and I have been censored on Facebook before through my regular page. And it was when I was sharing like pictures of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton like hanging out together and stories about how they palled around. And I was telling everybody they were pals. They're still pals. And I think everybody needs to, just accept that with this election, either way, red or blue, we lose, they won, but all they win is more power, which, power, yeah, it makes the world go around, but eventually you run out of power because no one believes you. And, sorry, I'm reading your comments. I think you guys are talking back and forth to each other. But, anyways, The Ghost in the Machine. Yep. And I would suggest watching, if you would rather watch a movie or whatever, I would suggest watching that Noam Chomsky's Requiem for an American Dream or something like that. That was a really good movie. Inequality for all, even though Robert Reich became a Clintonite or whatever, it's still a very good, movie. Another one, Michael Moore's Where to Invade Next. I don't really care for Michael Moore either. I think he's a Clintonite too, but they have some very good points that they make. And I'm going to be honest with you, up until I started researching, yeah, Noam Chomsky, yeah. Up until I started researching the DC elite, I believed like you, they were fine, upstanding citizens and, stuff like that. But I've been studying these families, and tracing them back really to Reagan. I think it was before that, though. According to MK Ultra, the human rights abuses were happening, in the days of Nixon. I know it was happening in the days of Rome. And as a society, we should not accept human rights violations. I mean, it's against the Constitution. It's against the Bill of Rights. We have a Bill of Rights for a reason. So, these power-hungry, crazy people, they will get discovered. They will get busted. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on the internet. And the internet's powerful. I mean, that's the one thing. I am so glad that we live in an information age, because the stuff that the elite were getting by with, that they've been getting by with for years, possibly since, in our lifetime, I guess, since the days of Nixon. Of course, I was born after Nixon, so. But if this stuff is as global and it's been going on for all this time, yes, we are the media, and social media is very powerful. I mean, it's revealing a lot of things that were hidden under our nose at the whole time. And if you, after being awake, if you kind of go back and look at the movies and stuff that you've watched and stuff like that from different decades, you kind of see that they were hinting at a 1984 society, where basically we have no privacy. What do you think of a society like that? Do you think that's, is that comfortable to you that we have no privacy? Because that's what Snowden was about, and that movie really is very good. If you haven't seen it, go to 123movies.to and you can see Snowden, and it's a really good movie. So I'm going to go get my coffee, and if you guys over here. As you can see, Einstein is one of my favorite people in history. He was crazy, but he was smart too, so I tend to like smart and crazy people. And, that's the thing. Everybody, as long as they do their research and kind of put things together, anybody can be smart. As some people say, well, not everyone can go to college and all this other stuff. And I don't agree with that. I think that everybody can go, can learn something. I like to learn something new every day. So. Okay, coffee time. That's delicious. Okay, I'm back. So anyways, it looks like there's 7 people in here. Roxy said, my grandpa told me if I wanted to learn anything or if I wanted to learn how to do something, to pick up a book. He was the smartest man I know. Yes, but that's the thing. We don't have to just rely on books either, because I know, reading takes a lot more time than just researching the internet or something. That's the thing about that's great that we live in this time. is because we can use multiple sources to figure stuff out. You know, most of my knowledge has been from books. I'll admit that, just because I went to college for so long. And when you study government and journalism at the same time, you kind of realize how they work together. And journalists in a free country are supposed to be able to question the government, and they're supposed to be able to point out their wrongdoings. As you can tell, we don't have that. We don't have a free press, even though we're, you know, we're guaranteed one by the Constitution, a free press. Exactly, Breeze. Just because we get a degree doesn't mean we have learned anything. Yep, exactly. It just means you learn to do what you're told, basically. But yeah, it's and a lot of the stuff that I have learned. I didn't learn on. I didn't learn. You know, just Kill the Messenger is a good movie. Remember having to do fact checks with an encyclopedia. Well, the free press is gone. No, it's not, because politics and stuff. My friends Paul Jones, and I'm still learning all their names. Letitia, Jay, Roxy. We all do live feeds, and that's part of the free press. So it's here. They're trying to censor us, though, and until they actually do, I mean, we're going to tell you guys, you know, the truth. We are the press now. Right, exactly. The elite have their press, and the people have their press, and this is the people's press, you know? And I'm telling you what, this is a lot more interesting than, Marisa said, I love shitter talk. Yeah, I'm just glad it's not on a toilet. Yeah, you guys are here, but we are preaching to the choir. No, because, you know, ideas spread from each other. So, you know, I don't believe that we're in an echo chamber. I really don't. I don't believe we're in an echo chamber, because I've had a lot of people. Roxy says, a lot of articles are written by computer programs now. I know journalists who lost their jobs. That is so sad. I love you guys, but worried about the newly manufactured human. Oh yeah, go see Shitter Talk and Thursday Nights with Paul. But anyways, I'm gonna put a lid on my coffee cup, and then I think I'm going to move over to the couch, because it's just more comfortable than this bar stool. So I'm going to put you guys over here by the lamp, and hopefully, oh, there we go. That'll work. See, I'm gonna get some kind of like a tripod or something. As soon as I get my rent paid and take care of other shit. Because, like good, responsible citizens, we have to pay our rent and everything first before we buy. Oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I like, you know, I like doing this. I'm going to do a like blitz and share the hell out of politics and stuff. Cindy says, I'm here in Texas. People enjoy their ignorance. They're even proud of it. See, you're a real organic human. Love you for that. Oh, that's awesome. But Cindy, I'm from West Virginia, and I know I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been to Texas, and I'm telling you what, I would want to live there. You know, it's a lot like West Virginia. Very, you know, I love Washington. I don't ever want to move. I have 3 kids that live in West Virginia, and I love them so much. And I have children that live there too, but I'll never move back there. I left it all behind, and I'm glad I did. And it was hard. I left a Victorian house, vehicles. I mean, I had it, a nice life. And the minimum wage was too low. I couldn't keep it, I couldn't find steady work. And it's funny because right as I was leaving the area, right as I was leaving the area in West Virginia, the public debt actually wanted to interview me, even though I'd been trying to apply there for like 10 years. So I just said the hell with it. I left everything behind, came out here on a plane, and I'm really happy I did. I've had a lot more opportunities out here in Washington. There's a lot more people that I feel like get my, tinfoil hat thinking or whatever. That's why we're called Politically Incorrect with Sarah Stevens, because I have always been politically incorrect. And Marisa, you said you came to Washington from Florida? Well, then I've been to Florida too. I actually used to live in Florida when I was younger. I was one of those poor kids that could see Disney World right out the backyard, but couldn't afford to go there. Could see it right from my backyard though. It was really weird. Bree said, this has been awesome. Yes, it has. And I love this. This is like, I wish that we could get our message to people that really need it though, But yeah, I've never been to Disney World, never could afford it. Always just looked at it and always thought, damn, I wish I could, but I was raised by a single mother. She had 2 minimum wage jobs. She was always gone, and that was my life in Florida. I had to call to get the alligators out of the closet a couple times, so had to escape the good old boy system. Yep, and that's what West Virginia is. And, to some degree, it's like that here too. And if you noticed it in heavily Democratic and heavily Republican areas, where there's not a good balance, that there are a lot more social problems. Just, look at the states and look at the cities, and, you're sharing Breeze. Well, share the hell out of all these broadcasts whenever we make them, because the more people that are exposed to the truth, the more people that will wake up and realize, that they need to be more aware of what's going on. Bree says, I grew up as a latchkey kid in New York. Yep. I bet that was hard. Whew. Wow. And Roxy said she lived in Florida for 9 years. Wow, you lived in Florida for a long time. I only lived there for a couple years. But, I love Washington. I've lived in Florida, I've lived in West Virginia, and I've lived in Ohio. And, people think, well, you're crazy, just going out there. I didn't even have a job or nothing. I sold my house, and it was on land contract, so I didn't get all the money at once, And I owed a lot of money on it too, because I took a mortgage out. I mean, I took a big risk coming out here, but I'm glad I did, because now I can work from home for $15 an hour. I mean, that's not bad. Our minimum wage, and I'm not even working for a company in Washington. I'm working for a company from Idaho in Washington. But our wages are pretty good out here. McDonald's is like $10 an hour, So that's more than what, some places are. And I knew that even if I had to take a minimum wage job, try getting 4 younger brothers in the house before mommy comes home, Breeze said. Oh my God, wow. Yeah, I have 5 children, so I know how that is. But they were never latchkey. Somebody was always home, so I'm grateful for that. And I tried to raise them the best I could. I'm grateful for that. Nobody's perfect. We all, we all try to raise our kids the best we can, and that's all we can do, I've lost a lot of people because of cancer and stuff. I had two parents and Reaganomics destroyed them. I think Reaganomics destroyed it, pretty much everybody. Because, I don't know. I don't remember having a, good, my mom having it easily. Washington is a paradise to me. I'm right across the sound from Seattle. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Seattle's beautiful, but I can't afford to live there. I work from home, but if we relocate to somewhere with a higher minimum wage, we are fired. That is stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not insulting your company, but that is so stupid. Why don't companies want their employees to succeed? When their employees succeed and make more money, it makes more money for the company. It's freaking basic economics. Why can't people understand that? Why do people think employees need treated like shit? You know? That really sucks. That keeps you locked, in a place where you might not want to live just because you got to keep your job. You know? But where Marisa lives, the minimum wage is very high, but the cost of living is very high too. I think, anyway, the housing is the most expensive. Like, everything else is the same except for housing. So, trust me, if I could afford to live in Seattle, I would be there in a heartbeat because I love Seattle. Uh, I can't understand how paying potential customers a living wage could possibly hurt their business. By Henry Ford. Yes. Yep. And he was revolutionary in that mindset. And look at how successful Ford was. I mean, Jesus Christ, why, I'm sorry to say Jesus Christ. I'm agnostic, so I shouldn't even be saying that. But I just cannot wrap my head around what benefit it is to a company to treat their employees bad. I just can't, you know, I can't understand it. So, but I think we all need to focus on becoming planetary citizens because let's face it, it's not just about this country. It's not, it's about the world. The world is going through all this, just like Pizzagate. That's a global thing. Our politics, it's global. We are not the only ones that have a Trump, um, you know, president or whatever. Trump president elect. There's plenty of sycophants and narcissists that are out there, ruling things. I mean, all you got to do is, it's not just us, is all I'm saying. I'm doing everything I can to spare affordable housing in my county. Yeah. This is the way they operated before and after the Depression. Yeah, and I don't get it. I don't see what I mean, it's almost like they're profiting off of human misery. And you don't want to think that, you know, people can profit off human misery, but I'm working on building the Green Party from the bottom up. People are dying. Yes, I know. And that's our main issue. That's what I'm saying. We are planetary citizens. We need to care about the planet and not just, all these different things that are going on. We're all experiencing it together. You know, the goal is feudalism. Yep. It's a new type of feudalism. Yep. Class war and whatnot. And they're reaching those goals. I mean, there's people stealing stuff left and right. I mean, I'm seeing so many, and I'm so sick of seeing people living in poverty. I mean, it's all about opportunity. It's all about opportunity. Let's not forget the Gilded Age. Yeah, this is a new Gilded Age. Definitely. I mean, if you look at Trump's house, all you gotta do is look at Trump's house. All you gotta do is look at any of their houses. It's just, they're living like kings. I mean, it is a new serfdom. lords and serfs. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And to better understand it, I think to be able to cope with living in this system, I don't want to live in it, but we have to cope with it for now until things start getting, you know, really out of hand, I guess. We can fight it all we want, but we're kind of stuck in the matrix until the thoughts and ideas that operate society are considered questionable and not efficient. I think we're stuck in the matrix, so we just try to make the best of it. I know that if I didn't have to work and pay off all these debt masters like Capital One and Citibank and all that, if I didn't have to do all that, I would be in at Standing Rock in a heartbeat. I'm going to tell you that right now. I love, the idea of Standing Rock. Paul said, the gold toilet still smells like shit at the end of the day. LOL. Yep, that's true. It's definitely true. But anyways, I don't know how many of you would be at Standing Rock. I'm sure there's plenty of you that would love to go to Standing Rock, and we're just trapped in this cycle and stuff. And I just think it's going to get better, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. That's what I think. And you don't want to think that. You want to think, oh, it's going to change. We've put up with this shit, since my parents were alive, and it's going to get so much better or whatever. Everything's got to get worse before it gets better. Serfs actually had it better than us. They worked about 6 months out of the year, and the Lord paid for feast and ale every other month. We didn't even get a voucher for a turkey. I would be there if I wasn't trapped in Florida. I know I wanted to go to Standing Rock, but an elder said, don't go if you can't support yourself there. Yeah, see, so Jeff Day and Nico House from Politics and Stuff are on their way to Standing Rock now as we speak. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I don't want to go with no money either, Roxy. I have to be home to make money. I mean, I work from home, so I have to, sit on my, it's. But, the people that are out there and they're freedom fighters and they're fighting for, what's right. Cindy says, I don't have bail money. I would love to be a cook at Standing Rock. I can't give up my job. Yep, I'd love to be a journalist at Standing Rock, But look at what happened to the other journalists from Standing Rock. But they're still doing a lot of live feeds, so. But anyways, so this was nice. This was a really nice first broadcast. Um, you know, all I can say is you're crocheting hats and scarves. Yeah, see, everybody can do something for Standing Rock, even if it's just donating a little bit or, sending supplies, or we can spread the word to those who can help. Yep. Cindy, you would be a journalist too. Well, we could be journalists together. That'd be awesome, But I can't give up my job. So I can't lose everything again. I mean, I've already lost everything. Sharing live feeds of those who are there reporting helps. Yep, it does. It definitely does. I've seen that, definitely. But anyways, I guess I'm going to say goodbye for now. And well, thank you, Cindy. Cindy said I was a nice addition to Politics and Stuff. Thank you. Um, but I would like to talk more about esoteric stuff and stuff like that too. So if you have any questions, I do know a good bit about ancient knowledge, like the ancient Romans and Greeks. Marisa, thank you. It was nice to meet you. And if you would like to friend me on Facebook, that would be awesome. Thank you, I can't say your name right. Oh God, I'm gonna Taya. Talia. I bet that's right. Okay. Um. Paul says we do GoFundMe here because it's transparent. But anyways, if you guys want to ever talk about like UFOs, Area 51, ancient astronauts, Zachariah Stitchin, crop circles, anything like that, I mean, I am all for, that stuff. Because if you kind of connect everything, it all makes sense what we're going through. We're going through the age of, they called it in the Bible, Revelations or whatever. It's, you don't have to be religious to realize that things are being revealed right now to all of us that, might be uncomfortable for a lot of people. Coast to coast. Yay, ancient aliens. Yes, I love talking about ancient aliens. I know a lot about that. I got obsessed with studying that when I was in college. Oh, well, hi, Nick. How are you? Love tinfoil hat stuff, my favorite. Yes, and it's it's nice to know that a lot of stuff that you might have suspected is actually true. It does, even though some of it's disturbing and really makes you question your own reality sometimes. Um, it's nice to know that I love ancient aliens, says Paul. Yes, I love ancient aliens too, and I love talking about them, and I know quite a bit. There's one really interesting thing that I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to ancient aliens. There was a race in Africa, actually. There was an African race, and I cannot remember the name of the people, but when they talked about their gods, you know, there was a museum dedicated to these gods or whatever. And hi, Billy. Well, more people are joining just right when I'm ready to go. Anyone listen to Coast with Art Bell? Yeah, yes. Marisa, I'm very familiar with Coast to Coast with Art Bell, definitely. But I wanted to tell you guys this really cool, I forget what the name of this tribe was. But anyways, when they talked about their gods, they actually had a figure of one of their gods, and he had a doctor's uniform on. It was the craziest shit. This was like back in the freaking, years ago. And the guy looked just like a doctor, like a modern doctor. But I cannot remember the name of the tribe. But when I do, I'll show it to you. That really, was like, wait a minute. Because this was back before, we had the, modern medical system. But he looked like, the way they made him, he looked like a doctor. Like that you would see in maybe a 1800s hospital or something. But this was back, I don't know. I'll find it again. I actually did a report on it. I can't remember the name. The Asante? The Asante. Almost all of the missing civilizations' gods wore spacesuits. Yes, they did. The pyramids were power plants, Paul. Yep. They were. Yep. And, I would like to, I wish we were more of a planetary civilization. I mean, I always, fantasize that someday it's going to be like, Star Trek or Star Wars, and, we're going to get in the future because we've been in the past way too long. The Asante, I think they were, Breeze. The Asante, oh, God. If not, then maybe there's more because, this is the only tribe I ever heard of, and I did a report on it. Roxy, the ancients had Timanas, time machines, and it was also called Vimanas in Hindu Sanskrit. Roxy says they need to come pick me up. Oh my God. Yes. They need to come pick me up too, because this planet sucks. Let me ask you this. You have never seen an asteroid hit the moon. What do you think of human alien hybrids? I definitely think they're out there. And that's why, it makes you question the people that are in charge of everything, if they're actually humans, because, some of the stuff they do, I wouldn't consider very human. But do a show on ancient civilizations. This discussion is awesome. Yes, it is. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I would like to talk about ancient civilizations. Have you guys seen some of the, like, there's a video. It's a really weird video. I saw it on YouTube one time. It was like proof that dinosaurs are real or something like that. And they go up, look up the tapestry, the lady, the lion, and the unicorn. The moon was destroyed by war. Yep. And I think if we don't, I think alien hybrids would be smarter than the people in charge. Maybe they don't know they're alien. Yeah, Roxy, I do too. Yeah, because the people in charge, some of them are real idiots, obviously. Maybe they don't know they are alien. Hey, we all need to hang out. Let me tell you, that'd be awesome. I'd love to hang out with some of you guys in person. I wish they had like teleportation. I mean, God, it's 2016, almost 2017. I mean, God, I thought we'd be in like flying cars by now. Here we are, just trucking along with our damn fossil fuels. And I understand how come I'm able to talk to all these different people in all their houses, all over the freaking, globe, but we're still digging up dinosaur fossils for fuel. What sense does that fucking make? The unicorn has been put in chains and the lady rides the lion. See, we can all learn stuff from each other. But I think, Breeze, that you are right that is the Asante tribe. Either that or there's more than one tribe that. I mean, some of the stuff that, like some of the things that they made were some of the most amazing artifacts that I've ever seen, like the Mayans. I love the Mayans. I've studied a lot of Mayan history and astrology and astronomy and all that stuff. So if you ever want to have a show just about the Mayans, I finally found my tribe, but they are all in cyber world. Marisa, oh my God, yes, that's how I feel. That's definitely how I feel. And that's why I'm saying I wish we had like some kind of teleportation or something. Check that tapestry at the end. All the animals are all in chains. It has a reference to Down the Wishing Well. Okay. I'll look that up. I'm always trying to learn new stuff, so. Um, I just can't believe I can't remember, some of the stuff I've done projects on. But I've done a lot of projects, so. I research whenever I'm off. I use the internet for truth. Yes. Yeah. Cindy wants to plan a vacation to travel around and meet her progressive Facebook friends. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. Oh, and there, speaking about ancient time machines, Roxy, have you heard of the Antikythera machine? That's a supercomputer that was built during the ages of the ancient Greeks, the age of the ancient Greeks. Yeah, and look up the Antikythera machine, Roxy, if you haven't yet. It's a very interesting story about that. Um, I honestly believe in time travel. You might think I'm crazy, but I believe in time travel. I wish we could do it. I don't think that we. I think we're capable of doing it, but. But yeah, that's why the funny thing, all the Greeks used to travel to Africa. Huh, interesting. I didn't know that. And see, I wish some of you commenters would make some live feeds too, because the more of us that are, out there educating others and talking about this stuff, the more it becomes common, common knowledge. So, because, you know, back in the back in the days of, where they didn't have pain medicine and stuff like that. I know a lot of stories where they would jail people that thought differently. I mean, even if you questioned anything that the authorities said, you could be put in a mental home or, put in jail, and it's just crazy. I bought a camera, but I have to get over people looking at me, someone said. Talia said, I bought a camera, but have to get over people looking at me. The way I look about it is, it's not about it's not about looking at you. You need to look at it this way. They're listening to you. You have something to offer the world. You have something to educate people on. You know, you have something to say. We can all learn from each other. That's the point. They're not looking at you. They're looking at what you're teaching them. They're looking at your message. Yes, Roxy, live streams makes you more comfortable. The more you do it, it becomes natural. Yeah, I agree. It just becomes natural. The only thing is, I want to get a tripod. So I'm going to invest in a tripod because we are going to take politics and stuff. We're going to take it to the next level. I'm going to get a bunch of likes for us. And I'm going to share our material. Now that I can work from home, I can put a lot of energy into, telling the truth, getting the truth out to people. Um, and I wasn't able to do that before. Before, I was always stuck working somewhere or something like that. But until January the 13th, when I start working in the schools, and see, that's why I got to be real careful about what I talk about sometimes, because I do work for government agencies. So, but that's the thing. Not all government agencies are bad. It depends on who's running them, and stuff like that. So, we are all going to combine like Voltron. Paul said he gets nervous doing it too. Well, Paul, you do a really good job for being nervous. So, you know, it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. You almost got to put it in the mindset that this is your job. You need to teach people. You need to teach people while you can still see me. I mean, the elite could say, well, they know too much, so we're just going to get rid of their technology, and then they can't find anything else out about us. And they could just, flip a switch, and it would all be gone. So, you know, everybody needs to be informed, because the more people that are informed, the less likely we're going to have some kind of, political zombie apocalypse, you know. Oh, Letitia's on here. Hey. And that's what I know, that seems crazy or whatever, but some people seem so brainwashed, like they are actual zombies. Like, I don't care what Trump or Clinton says. They know everything. They know what they're doing. They've done this. They've done that. They've given money. Blah blah blah. Um. So that's the thing. Damn, 250 comments so far. Um. But anyways, there are people that are that blindfolded, I'd say, brainwashed. And, I don't get it. Like, I've never gotten popular culture and stuff. And I think if you're one of those people that just can't seem to, fit in or whatever, then it's your job. It's your job to educate people about the other side of things, not the surface side. People need to start digging deeper, you know. Um, sheep is what they are. Yes, and people need to quit being sheep, because if they're going to survive this, if they're going to survive, you know, this clash of ideas is what it's called, the new versus the old. They are scared not to trust the system. Well, they should be scared to trust the system. You know, after what I've learned, you know, and for example, like the Pizzagate scandal, I don't like coming back to this. I really hate talking about it, because it concerns me, because I have children, and I can't imagine, I can't imagine, somebody doing that to my children. I mean, or my grandchildren or whatever. And so that's why we do need to talk about it. It just needs to be in small doses. But the victims, if you've read their stories, if you haven't, I suggest you do. One of them is something O'Brien. God, my memory is shot right now. I guess I've smoked too much weed or something. I don't know. I think her name's Kathy O'Brien or something. Read her MK Ultra story. She really, goes into, she really tells, what has happened. She goes all the way back to Nixon, and she mentions Bill Clinton, and she mentions Hillary Clinton and stuff like that. So, oh, you're back, Cindy. You left for a few minutes, but, read her story. Read about MK Ultra. It's all under the Freedom of Information Act, Check out the Montauk Project. I haven't heard of that one yet, so that's a new one that I'm going to check out. See, we can all learn something from each other. That's my point. Do live feeds. Don't be scared. Pretend, Marisa says, even Tupac was onto them. See, he was always one of my favorite rappers. So, Oh, because it said you just joined, Cindy. I watched some videos about the ritual abuse. It is believable. I will Google the Montauk Project. I've heard about it. I just haven't studied it, I mean, it's hard to study everything that I'd want to study. That's why I wish we had like a brain that could, do your normal job or whatever, and then a brain that was sitting there studying and absorbing at the same time. But I haven't figured that out yet. So if anyone knows how to do that, let me in on it. you know. Huh. Right when I was talking about Pizzagate. Yeah. I think Pizzagate is not wanted as a topic on the internet. A lot of people are trying to censor us from talking about it. Google Plum Island. Plumb Island. Okay. So Plum Island and the Montauk Project. I'm going to have to look that stuff up. I hope is it really disturbing though? Oh my God, I can't handle more disturbing right now. I can only take disturbing in short, Took almost a month to process that information about Montauk. Okay. Montauk. Montauk. All right. Project Pegasus. Oh my God. And Plum Island. Okay. Yeah. I'll look that stuff up. Pizzagate made me dissociated. I know, it's horrible. I mean, it's to know that that's been going on, in to confirm it. Tin Hat Thursday. Yes, Letitia. Do it. I like that. We just formed a study group. Yeah, we did, because I'm going to look this stuff up, because I haven't went that far into it. It's funny because I got sick right after the election, and I was studying this stuff at that time that I was sick, and I lost my sense of taste and smell. Still don't completely have it back, and we're 3 weeks into it. I love Tin Hat Thursday. I love that title. That's an awesome title. Explains all the missing folks. Yep. I thought I saw like there was 800,000 children worldwide that disappear every year. So I thought that was kind of, crazy, really. But I have a postie full of things to look up. Let's all research and become diabolical. Splicing DNA? Damn, how far down the rabbit hole did you go? 1.5 million black men are missing? Adult black men are missing? That's weird. Wow. Sounds like you guys went, all over the place. I went all the way down, said Letitia. It sounds like it, you know. 400,000 black men in Chicago are missing. See, we gotta figure this out. They're stealing Native women too. 5,000 redhead kids were missing around Montauk in the 80s. Wow. See, you guys taught me some stuff that I didn't know. I mean, this is why we all need to do this, because we can all teach each other. It's not about ego, or some of them do it for ego or whatever. It's not about ego. It's about, I'm telling you, they were brought to Plum Island. Well, I know what I'm going to look up, and then I want to have a show about it. They said, F the cows, we want people. It'll make sense when you Google it. Crazy but true, Paul. Okay. Genetic splicing. Yep. All right, guys. Well, it's been awesome. Now, I want to see somebody else make a live feed, because I'm going to drink my coffee and smoke my joint. Congratulations. This is your most commented on live video yet. Sweet. Awesome. You got a live feed on it? Well, share the link so everybody can watch it. All right. Well, anyways, I got some stuff to look up. This is very interesting stuff. And, well, whoever has a live feed on that, I'd like you to share it, because, it'd be easier just to learn it from you than to sit there and research it. I mean, I will research it, but, that's the thing. We can all learn from each other. And the more that we share this information, the more likely people are willing to look outside of their immediate self and realize that, the people that you think are in control, we're trapped in Wonderland syndrome. Yeah. Plum Island is about to trend. Well, good. But anyways, whoever has the live feed about Plum Island, please share the link. And you got my brain on fire now. I'm interested in looking this up. I think I've heard about it. But I just, Real Life X-Files, yep. So if you could, whoever said that they have a live feed about Plum Island, please share it with everybody else. That way we can watch it. And I'm going to hop off here for now. But please subscribe to Politics and Stuff live feeds whenever we, decide to go live. I'm going to share this video. I'm going to share Politics and Stuff page. I'm going to invite people to like it because the power lies in the truth. We have to go through the darkness to get through the light. And no matter how messy or dirty or nasty the darkness is, we have to go through it to get to the light. It's the only way. If you dream of a society that is more caring and more inclusive and everything else, then you have to get the darkness out of the way, and I think we're going to come to an age. Here's what I think. I think we're going to have a renaissance in thinking, and it'll be a technological renaissance. That's what I think. Because this technology we have now, yeah, it's neat, but it's nothing like what we're capable of. If we got a bunch of brains working together, So, anyways, I know someone just joined us. It looks like. Anyways, I heard about Plum Island from a friend who is a Lyme disease advocate. I'm going to do a live interview with her soon. The information is pretty bizarre. Cindy, that sounds interesting. Will you please share it with us at Politics and Stuff? Because that sounds really interesting. But anyways, I'm still not at 100%, and I'm still kind of, yes, Paul, help Letitia find that feed because I want to see it. What is Plum Island? Well, I think we're going to find out what Plum Island is. But yes, Cindy, definitely interview her about that, But anyways, yeah, I'm not at 100% yet, but this has been freaking awesome. I love it. Every time I make a live feed, it's almost addictive. At a point, it's fun, and I suggest that, anyone else have any ideas for me to, because I love to talk about stuff. That's why we do this, because we like to talk about stuff and get it out in the open, and it becomes more accepted as the general rule instead of the exception, So, anyway, so if anybody has anything else, if you don't have anything else to say, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here because I'm not feeling too good. I'm still not at 100% yet. So if anyone else has anything to say, let me know. And thank you for all who have viewed my broadcast this morning, who support Politics and Stuff, who subscribe to it. Be sure to watch Shitter Talk with Paul Jones. It has been a great show, Paul. Thank you so much. Yeah, I need to get better. I've been sick for, like I said, when I really started, getting into the rabbit hole, that's when I, got sick. So I've been sick for a while now. So I'm like 3 weeks into the flu. I'm starting to get my taste and my sense of taste and sense of smell back. So I should be at 100%, I'd say, in another week. But thank you, Roxy. And let's all support each other in revealing the truth. And let's walk through the darkness to get through the light. And Politically Incorrect, Sarah Stevens, signing off. Goodbye, everybody. Love y'all. And thanks for inviting me to be part of the Politics and Stuff family.